Afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Wanted to come to you live and give you an update. Have some thunderstorms moving through Lincoln and Lancaster County. Again, after we started the day this morning with some rain, some heavy rain in some areas, we're seeing some more moisture out there. And again, it is, very welcome. So if we go ahead and pull up the radar here, we'll use our radar scope product here, and we'll go ahead and we'll put it into motion, and you can see the loop mode over the last 30 minutes to an hour or so. Good news is right now there is nothing severe that is currently out there. Again, this is just some good old-fashioned rain, which again is really the best of both worlds. Again, latest drought monitor came out today, and again, it did show continued worsening of drought conditions, but and again, we desperately need the moisture, and so this is kind of the best way to get it if we can get it without some of the severe storms that come along with it. So again, that's the current radar loop over the last hour or so across parts of Lincoln, Lancaster County, and southeastern Nebraska. Storms continue to develop down to our south, continuing to push to the north and to the northeast. Again, we have seen one severe thunderstorm warning with this activity again across parts of eastern Gage County again. So storms could potentially pulse up and could maybe produce some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, perhaps some small hail, but again, for the most part, we're just expecting again some kind of garden variety thunderstorm activity out there. A little bit of a stronger cell, again, moving out of Lancaster County to our north into parts of Butler and Saunders County. Again, the storms today have been efficient rain producers, so again, we could be looking at areas of heavy rain stretching from up near Brainerd down towards Valparaiso, and then eventually kind of over to the Ceresco area. Again, kind of a storm developing almost right on top of us here in Lincoln and Lancaster County. So again, just looking outside my window, again, it is getting gusty. And again, it is getting pretty dark, so we'll go ahead and kind of switch modes here, and we'll try and pull up Lincoln Skyview. So this is the current picture from Lincoln Skyview, looking to the south and east. Again, as storms are kind of, again, developing kind of right on top of us a little bit. Again, if we kind of pan around here a little bit, that's kind of looking almost straight south. Again, you can see a little bit of that rain shaft again as these thunderstorms are developing right on top of us. That's looking towards the Capitol building. If we continue to pan around more to the west and then eventually to the north, again, we can see some heavy rain with those thunderstorms that I just mentioned just off to our north, again, with that cell that was, again, moving into parts of Butler and Saunders County. So, again, that's one that we'll keep an eye on. Again, kind of continuing to rotate around there. That's kind of looking back to the east. There's our tower, and again, that's kind of looking back to the south and east. But again, these storms kind of popping up right on top of us. So again, here's a look at the satellite and radar picture from our weather graphics. Again, looking right now at the regional view, again, you can see some of these showers, again, developing across parts of eastern Kansas into southeastern Nebraska, and continuing then to kind of lift to the northward. So if we kind of reset here and go back, it's cooled off quite a bit in the last 10 minutes or so as, again, the rain has begun to fall and storms are moving through. At the latest check, though, 86, and there it's coming down pretty good right now here at the 1011 studios at 40th and Vine. Again, you can see 75 at the airport, 86 at the studio. That number hasn't updated yet. I imagine it's going to be about 15 to 20 degrees cooler as that rain cools the air down. Nice little lightning strike there off in the distance. Temperatures across the state, 80s again for much of eastern Nebraska, but 60s in Beatrice with the rain-cooled air. Mid-70s again here in the capital city. Let's see. And then it's kind of some 60s and 70s off to our west. Dew points again, mid to upper 60s, near 70 degrees in eastern and southeastern Nebraska. So like I mentioned, there is moisture in the air for these thunderstorms to work with and could potentially be fairly efficient rain-producing thunderstorms. I've already seen some areas of heavy rain this morning. And again, some additional areas of heavy rain could cause some flooding or flash flooding concerns. Winds, again, not too much of an issue. SPC outlook, again, just general thunderstorms, not expecting anything severe from this activity. But we go back to the satellite and radar picture. Again, this is the loop over the last 3 hours or so. Again, we had the one stronger cell kind of move through Gage into Johnson County. It did pulse up for a moment and was severe, but again, it has weakened. But again, we do have thunderstorms kind of developing right on top of us here in the Lincoln area. Matt, what's it doing?
Raining.
Well, I know it's raining. Matt says it's raining hard outside. It's coming down in sheets. That's the meteorological term that Matt has chosen to use, is that it's coming down in sheets. And just as quickly as it kind of came down, just looking out my window, it is coming down a little bit lighter now here in the capital city. But again, we are going to keep an eye on, again, that cell just to our north. It's going to be moving into the Brainerd, Wahoo area here in probably the next 30 minutes or so. Again, that is at least one of the stronger cells that we currently have on the map right now. Again, not expecting any widespread severe weather with this, but some isolated severe storms certainly can't be ruled out. Again, storms could potentially pulse up and again, maybe produce some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts or some small hail. So again, that's the look at the satellite and radar loop. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up our radar scope app again here so we can take a look. Take a look at that. We're going to do this. Oops. Again, bear with me. I'm kind of doing all the things here with this, trying to get my video sources in the right spot. There we go. Okay, so we have our radar scope full screen. You can see the satellite and radar picture on a more kind of regional view down in the box below me. But again, you can see that cell really developing right on top of Lincoln. Again, that just produced those areas of heavy rain. Again, everything's kind of moving to the northeast, so it's not truly just straight north. So again, some of this activity just to the southeast of town. Again, along Highway 2. It's likely going to miss Lincoln proper, just to the east. But again, eastern parts of Lincoln, east central Lancaster County, we'll see that cell move overhead. Again, nothing is severe out there right now, but it feels like so long since we've had good rainfall across the area. Again, that's why we'll kind of stick with this for at least a few minutes anyway. Again, looking down to our south, there is a flash flood warning that is in effect for parts of southeastern Lancaster, parts of Otto, Johnson, and then Gage County as well. That flash flood warning, again, in effect because earlier today we had areas of very heavy rain in those areas. If I can pull up this is the radar estimated rainfall. And so again, storms early this morning, again, near Sterling, just to the northwest of Tecumseh, south of Burr. Again, areas of very heavy rain falling. Again, if I use my query tool here, again, radar estimating anywhere kind of from 3 to 4 to maybe even 5 inches of rain falling in these areas. So again, and they've seen some additional rain move on top of it. So again, that's the reason for the flash flood warning in those areas. But again, we zoom out, kind of put this back in motion. It looks like, again, across parts of Gage to Pawnee County, again, Johnson County, it looks like just some maybe light to moderate rain kind of moving through the area. Again, certainly nothing in there that we're necessarily too concerned about. But again, areas of rain already moving over some saturated grounds from rains this morning could exacerbate some issues. Some storms continuing to develop, again, across parts of Otto County, eastern Otto County, out towards Nebraska City. Again, nothing severe out there, but we're going to keep an eye on these. They could produce some gusty winds, small hail, and again, basically straight north of Lincoln across the northern half of the county. Again, these storms continue to develop, and again, at least on radar, they do look pretty good. Again, likely are producing some areas of very heavy rain, gusty winds, and could be some small hail mixed in there as well to go along with some dangerous lightning. So again, if you can hear the thunder, if you can see the lightning, you need to be inside in your safe place. Again, if you can hear the thunder, that means you're close enough to be potentially struck by that lightning. So again, rain moving through kind of southeastern Nebraska. Again, we'll absolutely take it. Again, Lincoln and Lancaster County put under exceptional drought in the latest drought monitor that was released. First time that's ever happened. The drought monitor was started all the way back in 2000. So again, first time in 23 plus years, or 22 plus years, that we've seen exceptional drought in Lancaster County. So again, we need the rain, and we're getting some rain out there right now. And again, we're going to hope that basically everything stays under the severe limits, because that's the best way to kind of get this rain and hopefully put a dent in that drought monitor. But again, right now, the most again, nothing out there is overly concerning at this point. But again, the strongest cell on the map right now is currently kind of across north central Lancaster into southwestern Saunders, and then kind of curling back to the west into Butler County. So again, areas like Ceresco going to be hit here in just the next few minutes. Davie as well, basically along and just Highway 77, and just along into the west of Highway 77 currently right now. I want to try and pull back up. I'm going to put the radar up here so you can take a look at the radar loop. I want to see if I can pull back up Lincoln Skyview. We can take a look at Lincoln Skyview. See if I can see anything besides raindrops on the lens. We can. Again, so that right now is the look at Lincoln Skyview, kind of looking to the northwest, again, towards that stronger cell that we had talked about. But again, you can kind of see the rain shaft there. You know what I want to do real quick? We're going to run the windshield wipers on Lincoln Skyview. There we go. Now we can see. I've always wanted to do that, folks, and we got to do it live on television. So again, you can see that heavy rain shaft kind of on the right-hand side of Lincoln Skyview. And again, just looking to the north, again, some very heavy rain falling across the northern part of Lincoln and Lancaster County. And then you can see, looking back more to the east, to the northeast, things look clear. So again, right now it's North Lincoln, northern Lancaster County, kind of right in the middle of the county, north central Lancaster County, where we're seeing some of that very heavy rain currently falling on Lincoln Skyview. So go ahead and go back to there. We'll pull up our radar scope again. So yeah, so it's this. We'll pause it. What we were looking at on Skyview, again, was this right here. So again, just some good rain, strong winds, likely some small hail in there as well. So, as well as some lightning. So again, nothing really threatening the Lincoln area, but again, folks in Davie, Ceresco, looks like this line of heavy thunderstorms will kind of be hitting your towns next. Looks like it's along and just to the west of Highway 77. So again, it'll be crossing over 77 here in just the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. Again, kind of moving to the northeast just a little bit. So again, if you're going to be driving on Highway 77, it could be pretty dicey there with some heavy rain here in the next few minutes. Again, Brainerd seeing rain, Weston, Wahoo, Ithaca, Meade, Malmo. Again, all those areas seeing some pretty decent moisture. Again, some additional stuff developing across parts of western Cass County, Greenwood, Ashland, Memphis. Again, seeing some of that moisture. But again, nothing out there is severe. Not expecting to see anything severe. But again, don't be surprised if we do see some gusty winds, gusty winds, small hail, and some very heavy rain with some of these thunderstorms as they continue to move through. So meteorologist Brandon Rector will continue to have the latest coming up here in just about 25 minutes on 10:11 Now First at 4 with Darren Vanderford. So again, as these thunderstorms continue to kind of roll through, he'll continue to keep you updated. Obviously, Chief Meteorologist Ken Chimick, then we'll have even more coverage tonight at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, looking at the rain we've seen so far today, any additional moisture being possible tonight, and then the forecast as we head through the remainder of the week and into the upcoming weekend. So appreciate everyone for joining us. Again, some good rain moving through. Nothing expected to be severe, but again, don't be surprised if we see a few strong thunderstorms out there. As always, keep it tuned to 10:11, both here and online for all of the latest. Again, if we see anything else that we need to kind of break back in for, we'll let you know. But again, thanks for watching, and have a nice Thursday afternoon.